Okay. All right, yeah. I think I'm live. I believe I'm live. So let's just get into it. I don't know if this mic is gonna be too loud, just because it's like so close to my face. I guess we're gonna find out, right? Hold on. See, we don't have to like. Let me just hit the live button real quick. I think I'm live. I believe I'm live. So let's just get into it. I don't know if this mic is gonna be. Yeah, actually, it's fine. I think, but I'm liable to get loud. But I'm trying to. I mean, I think it's so easy to like when the camera listen when the camera's in your face. Sometimes it could get. I mean, you can start acting a little bit of a fool. Got my whole government on my stream right now. It is what it is. But where do we start? How how to Okay, so what we need first. Yeah, what makes good poetry? Right here. Bang. What is good poetry? Let's see. This is a question I've read many with a certain someone upon the thought. Now, does poetry have to be good or does it have to be bad? And so, how do you consider poetry good? I think poetry, more than any other literature, is effectively charged, meaning to convey emotions besides their meaning. So in that sense, I think a good poem is one that moves you, and I think those poems also happen to convey their meaning excellently. Is that a word? Sweaty bold 6120 excellently. I feel like Kai Cenat. Remember when everybody got on his ass for reading books and looking shit up? I won't lie, I was one of them. I was maybe one of them. But I did it behind closed doors. I showed my brother the clip and we laughed about it. But that doesn't mean that I feel like motherfuckers should go online and start clowning them. That's crazy. Regardless, excellently is a word. Sweaty bowl, you get to live another day. So in that sense, I think okay. And I think those poems also happen to convey their meaning excellently by using clever images or various other aspects of language that work together to provide depth to the poem, which intrigue and invite the reader to explore. I'm not gonna lie, for me at least, which kind of goes into like what I like in comedy, in my comedy and in lyrics. I like references to shit. Yeah, I mean, and weirdly enough though, it's kind of like seasoning your food. It's never too much until it's too much. So like if you watch battle rap for example, like they do a whole bunch of different references to other shit. The issue though is when you don't get it. When you don't get it, it's like a motherfucker is speaking in Spanish or yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you do get it, it's like, oh shit, this shit fire. You know what I mean? So if I'm to write poetry, I'd want it to have references, and it will. But let's see what else people are saying. Regarding what is good poetry to me is solely about craftsmanship. It's about how well the chosen form and language. It's about how well the chosen form and the language itself is used to create meaning beyond the regular semantics of the words. Okay, wordplay is kind of like what I feel like you could summarize this as. When this is done right, the reading experience itself mimics the experience and the subject matter, which then allows the reader to experience something beyond their normal life. Anything else, including increased emotional impact or whatever, is derivative. See, I feel like the way these people talk, like, yeah, I mean, like nobody talks like this. Nobody talks like this. Um, I'll go a step further. Anytime you ask what is good X, the question can be answered by it's what you like. Okay, that's true. Or in a broader context, it's what people like. Okay. It's what people like. That's a fact, actually. That's a fact. I think that's pretty much everything. That's why, like, at the end of the day, business runs the world, sales run the world. It's not really about what is, it's about what you can believe other people Oh, well, it's about what you can convince other people. In real life, it's not about what is, it's about what you can convince other people about. You feel me? I mean, like people think the earth is round. Really, it's not. But the fact that every classroom's got a globe in it, think about that. Um or just do what most people do and read what you like and don't worry about the rest. All right, I'm ready to read some poems, man. But first, I need to know what they're doing. What are techniques used in poetry? Oh wait. Literary devices. Yeah, used. Yo, I was dead ass about to used anyway. Used in poetry. Bang. Oop. Not interested. 12 literary devices in poetry. Identifying poetic devices. Let's see what they got. Anaphora, right? Anaphora describes a poem that repeats the same phrase at the beginning. Okay. This is like yeah, exactly. I am. These are words of affirmation. I am the stone that the builders refuse. I am the visual, the inspiration that make the ladies sing the blues. I'm the spark that makes your idea bright, the same spark that lights the dark so that you can know your left from your right. I am the ballot in the box, fire. Or the Kung Fu Kenny, you lied about your surgery. You lied about religious views. You know what I mean? That's poetry right there. Okay, anaphora. Decent. Let's actually read what they got here. I am a feather on the bright sky. I am the blue horse that runs in the plain. I am the fish that rolls shining in the water. I am the shadow that follows a child. This shit doesn't even rhyme. See, that's another thing. I feel like before we used to have like poems used to rhyme. Like Dr. Seuss was on some shit. Dr. Seuss greatest poems. Right here. Dr. Seuss had poetry down, and then we made it like, oh, rhyming is kind of a gimmick. Now they're making it seem like only children's poems rhymes. Fuck that, man. Hold on. Look at the Sneetches, man. Hold on. We'll read the Sneetches real quick. How do I make this shit big? All right. If you go to all wow, wait, how do you even read that? If you go to all wow who and walk down the beach, you'll notice a sort of a bird called the sneetch. Come on now. All right. In fact, there are two sorts of sneetches you'll find. The star belly kind and the plain belly kind. Find kind. Follow me. The star belly sneetches have bellies with stars. The plain belly sneetches don't have them on theirs. Okay, but what good rapper has never, you know what I mean, twisted the words just a little bit? You know what I mean? You show me a good rapper that tells you they've never twisted words, and I'll show you a liar. Straight up. All right, so the star belly sneetches have bellies with stars. The plain belly sneetches don't have them on theirs. Now, those stars, they're not big. They are really so small. You'd think such a thing wouldn't matter at all. But because I'm not going to read this whole thing. I'm not going to lie, this shit is ass. But it rhymes, and that's what makes it fun. So that's what we're going to do. All right, boom. Okay. Yeah. If you're not going to rhyme your shit, I don't feel like it's worth reading. This is nonsense. Okay, anaphora, conceit. A conceit is essentially an extended metaphor, which when you think about it, it's kind of stuck up to have a fancy word for an extended metaphor. So a conceit is pretty conceited, don't you? Hold on. Wait. Okay, in order for a metaphor to be a conceit, it must run through the entire poem and be the poem's central device. Consider the poem The Flea by John Donne. Hard name. The speaker uses the flea as a conceit for physical relations. What? We gotta read this poem. Hold on. Let's actually make a list, cause how the fuck you gonna tell me it uses like a flea for sex? Hold on. New folder. We'll call this I Am Shakespeare. Bang. Boom. New Google Doc. We're gonna make this a list. We're gonna say, what are we gonna call this? Poems to read. Right? They said The Flea by John Donne. You know what I mean? The Flea, if nothing else, this dude's got the craziest, he's got the craziest name. It's gotta be a battle rap name. Hold on. Who the fuck is John Donne? Come on now. You see the beard? You see the little smirk? You see the little smirk? He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, man. Hold on. Okay, so all right, The Flea by John Donne. And I'm gonna put a little note in there so that I know. And this should be bulleted. Bang. So now we can make it like this. We could be like, oh, he uses the flea as a metaphor for physical relations. Allegedly. Facts. Bang. Okay. So let's see. The speaker used the flea as a conceit for physical relations, arguing that two bodies have already intermingled if they've shared the odious bedbug, with the flea as a conceit for intimacy. Dawn represents a poem both humorous and strategically erotic. Okay, so he's freaky, but he's got jokes. Those two things tend to go hand in hand. I'll tell you that right now. The conceit ranks among the most powerful literary devices in poetry. In your own poetry, you can employ conceit by exploring one metaphor in depth. Okay? For example, if you were to use matchsticks as a metaphor for love, that's a little cliche. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like fire, passion, love, all those things kind of go together. You're not really, treading a new path here, but it is what it is. You could explore love in all its intensity. Love as a stroke of luck against a matchbox strip. Ooh, okay. See, now we're getting somewhere. Now this is fire right here. And I'm gonna explain this shit just in case, cause this is the way, like, if you think about it, when you lighten that matchstick, that's a stroke. You know what I mean? A stroke of luck. Matchstick is love. My bad, Brody. I wasn't familiar with your game. As soon as I saw like anything fire related in love, I was like, this shit gonna be cliche. The stroke of luck into the matchstick, validated. Love is wildfire. Love is a different matchbox. Designs love as philumeny, right? Philumeny. Here we go. Philumeny. What? Philumeny is the hobby of collecting, studying, and preserving items related to matches. My thing is, who comes up with these words, and like, can we vote? Just because, like, who does this? Like, do enough people do this for, like, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, apostrophe. Don't confuse this with the, hold on. Conceit, the reason I was, like, kind of tweaking when I saw conceit is because the battle rapper Conceited, I always thought was just about a motherfucker who thinks about himself. But maybe he was thinking about conceit as in this, an extended metaphor, which would make way more sense if we're talking about battle rap. Kind of stuck up to have a fancy word for an extended metaphor, so a conceit is pretty conceited. Yeah, no, they stretch this. This joke right here, like, I don't know. You didn't need to have this in here. Writers.com, y'all got to fix up. This does not need to. We didn't not need this low here. Like this shit right here. Anyway, apostrophe. Don't confuse this with the punctuation mark for possessive nouns. The literary device apostrophe is different. Apostrophe describes any instance when the speaker talks to a person or object that is absent from the poem. Poets employ apostrophe when they speak to the dead or to a long-lost lover, but they also use apostrophe when writing an ode to something, such as an ode to Gretchen Urn, or an ode to the woman in Long Island, or an ode to joy. Come on now. Yeah, I mean, anyway, apostrophe is often employed in admiration or longing, as we often talk about things far away in wistfulness or praise. Still try using apostrophe to express other emotions, express joy, grief, fear, anger, despair, jealousy, or ecstasy, as the poetic device can prove very powerful for poetry writers. Okay, apostrophe. Shit, we got 12 of these motherfuckers. God damn. Zeugma. Repetition. See, I know that one. Alliteration. I know. You see, these are the ones I know. Cacophony. I feel like I've heard that before. But let's get through this. Okay, so real quick. Anaphora is the Boondocks opening. Conceit is just an extended metaphor. Apostrophe, you talking about shit that's not there. Okay, metonymy and yo, okay, listen. You can't get on my ass for this word. How the hell do you even like define this word? Synecdoche. Yo, listen. Nobody in real life is using synecdoche. This is one of them strictly spelling bee type words. You know what I mean? Like you'll go up to the podium and they'll be like, your word is synecdoche. Yeah, you know I mean, and then you got that little I think he's South Asian. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably put the clip up in the YouTube video after I edit this shit. Synecdoche and metonymy. Metonymy and synecdoche are very similar poetic devices, so we'll include them as one item. A metonymy is when the writer replaces a part for a part. What does that mean? Choosing one noun to describe a different noun. For example, in the phrase, the pen is mightier than the sword. The pen is a metonymy for writing and the sword is a metonymy for fighting. Okay. This just sounds like a metaphor, though. Metaphor. A metonymy is when the writer replaces a part for a part, choosing one noun to describe a different noun. Oh, okay. So it's just like, it's symbolism. For example, in the phrase, the pen is mightier than the sword, the pen is a metonymy, a symbol for writing, and the sword is a metonymy, a symbol for fighting. Okay. In this sense, metonymy is very similar to symbolism. See, yo, I swear to God, I didn't even see that shit. I swear to God, I'm just, you know what I mean? They say I'm a poet and I don't even know it. That's what this is, all right? Symbolism. Because the pen represents the idea of writing facts. The difference is a pen is directly related to writing, whereas symbols are not always related to the concepts they represent. Okay, so they just put me on game. Symbols are not always directly related to the writing. So that means all metonymies are symbols, but not all symbols are metonymy. Whereas the symbols are not always related to the concepts that they represent. A dove might symbolize peace, but doves in reality have very little to do with peace. Oh yeah. Synecdoche is a form of metonymy, but instead of a part for a part, the writer substitutes a part for a whole. In other words, they represent an object with only a distinct part of the object. If I describe your car as a nice set of wheels, then I'm using synecdoche. Okay. I see it now. To refer to your car. I'm also using synecdoche if I call your laptop an overpriced sound system. Facts. Okay, yo, we be synecdicizing all day. I feel like synecdoche is low-key is one of the foundations of slang. You know what I mean? Like threads. You know what I mean? Nice threads. I don't know if that one really counts, but threads is part of the cloth. The cloth is the clothing that you put on your back. You know what I mean? You just distill it to be one thing. Synecdoche. Since metonymy and synecdoche are forms of symbolism, they appear regularly in poetry, both contemporary and classic. Take, for example, the passage from Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. I also never know why midsummer is spelled like that, but anyway. And as imagination bodies forth the forms of things unknown, the poet's pen turns them to shapes and gives to airy nothing, a local habitation and name. I ain't gonna lie, I have no clue what this is talking about. Zero. Shakespeare makes it seem like the poet's pen gives shape to airy wonderings. Like, is airy like this meaning air like? I don't know. When in fact it's the poet's imagination. Thus the pen becomes metonymous for the magic of poetry. Quite a lofty comparison. Why do they talk like this? Which only a bard like Shakespeare could say. And me, once I get there. Enjambment and stopped lines. Poets have something at their disposal with prose writers don't. That mighty line break. Line breaks and stanza breaks help guide the reader through the poem. While these might not be hardline literary devices in poetry, they're important to understand the strategies of poetry writing. Line breaks can be one of two things, enjambed or end stopped. End stopped lines are lines which end on a period, boom, or on a natural break. That's end stop. Okay, cool. Enjambment, by contrast, refers to a line break that interrupts the flow of the sentence. Either the line usually doesn't end with punctuation and the thought continues on the next line. Yes. We could definitely think of some examples of that. The first one that comes to mind is the Drake's The Heart Part 6, where he's like, mother, I, and then he goes into like, you know what I mean, a different, but I guess he actually starts a different line. What's an example of enjambment in hip hop? Hold on, let's see what Google has to say. Examples of enjambment in hip hop verse. MF Doom's abstract freeforms verses. See, I don't listen to MF Doom. I'm too young to be listening to RZA. Kendrick Lamar, Mama, I haven't listened to that shit. Enjambment is where a sentence continues. This is crazy. How can I not think of a lyric? Hold on. We could do this. We could. It's like. I feel like the climb back by J. Cole gotta have some in there. Hold on. The climb back J. Cole lyrics. Oh wait, no. This is the one right here. It's Neighbors. Lyrics, J. Cole. I know exactly where it's at. What? Some things you can't escape. Death, taxes, NRA. It's the society that make every nigga feel like a candidate. I swear, yo. Maybe it's a double entendre, but I never saw it that way. I always thought it was. Yeah, exactly. I thought it was this. Some things you can't escape. Death, taxes, NRA. Cis society that make every nigga feel like a candidate. That's what I thought it was. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna trust Genius over whoever made. Like, who's this? Lyric Find? Yeah, nah. Double entendre. That's actually kind of hard. Death, taxes, NRA. It's the society that make. Ooh, okay, yo. I didn't even know Cole flipped it like that. Anyway, yeah, enjambment, we got it. Let's see some of these examples. For the longest time, the only memories I had of the year were of little Billy from the third floor floating, dead in the pool, and how angry the rest of the tenants were when they drained and filled it with cement, and how that summer the da-da-da-da-da-da-da. All these are enjammed. End stop would be like, they say give us details, so I give them my body. They say give us proof, so I give them my body. If you cut me open, if you dissect me, you will pull from me a pair of handprints, a 9-year-old. Okay, whatever. Cool. Most poems are like, okay, let's just go to Zeugma. Zeugma it's pronounced Zeugma, is a fun little device you don't see often in contemporary poetry. It was much more common in ancient Greek and Latin poetry, such as the poetry of Ovid. This might not be an essential device, but if you use it on your own poetry, you'll stand out for your mastery of language and unique stylistic choices. Okay. Stylistic choices. Okay, cool. A zoigma occurs when one verb is used to mean two different things for two different objects. For example, I might say he ate some pasta and my heart out. To eat pasta and to eat someone's heart out are two very different definitions for ate. One conception is physical, the other is conceptual. The key here is to use ate once in the sentence, as zoigma should surprise the reader. This is just, bro, I feel like rap doesn't get enough credit for how, yeah, I mean, like you explain the basic shit and giving it a word a name like Zoigma. Like this is just wordplay. Motherfuckers on URL will do this 10 times before you can blink. Yeah, I mean, like what are we talking about? Anyway, can you identify okay, now take the Ovid's heroids, whatever 7. You are then resolved to depart and abandon an unhappy ditto. The same winds will bear away your promises and sails. You are resolved, ain't whatever, to weigh your anchors and your vows and go in quest of Italy, a land to which you are a wholly stranger. Can you identify zoigma, bear, and weigh? Are both used literally and figuratively? The same winds will bear away. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I actually don't. I think I'm a fairly intelligent person. There's something about reading, and this has been an issue since I've been in English class. I actually explained this to several of my English teachers. There's something about reading where, like, you'll get through the first couple of words. Yeah, I mean, and then, like, your brain is reading them. Like, you just heard me read the shit. I can't tell you what happened after the part. My consciousness departed from the words that I was reading. I have no idea what's going on. It is what it is. Repetition. Last but not least, among the top literary devices, repetition is key. Cool. We know what that is. Sound devices in poetry. Internal and end rhymes. This shit's fire right here. Internal rhymes, that's my sauce. Yeah, I mean, what's my favorite? The first example of internal rhymes I can think of is I think it's Lucifer Jay-Z lyrics. Yeah. Okay, can we get like internal rhymes? Will they highlight this shit for us? Nah, but I'm pretty sure it's the second verse. Nah. It's the one about the doctor. Something about the doctor. Lord forgive him, he's got the dark forces in him, but he also got a righteous cause for sinning them and murder me, so I gotta murder them first. Emergency, doctors performing procedures. Jesus, I ain't trying to be facetious, but vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. You said it better than all. Leave niggas on death's door, breathing on rest. Poor raiders for killing my best boy haters. On permanent hiatus as I skate in the Maybach. Ooh, right there. Is that Zoigma? No, that's enjambment. On permanent hiatus as I skate. Yeah, I mean, in a Maybach Benz, fly at the Santa Lathan. Yo, pumping brown sugar by D'Angelo in Los Angeles, like an evangelist. Yeah. Motherfuckers can really write. Even though, listen, it is what it is. Motherfuckers got some dope verses out there. Alliteration, we know that one. That's like a second grade device right here, but it's fire when you use it. Let's just see what they say about it. For example, this sentence is so assiduously steeped in Oh, okay, hold on. One of the more defining sound devices in poetry. Alliteration refers to the succession of words with similar sounds. For example, this sentence, so assiduously steeped in S sounds, was sculpted alliteratively. This S-based alliteration is called sibilance. Alliteration is a powerful, albeit subtle, means of controlling the poem's mood. A series of S's might make the poem sound sinister, sneaky, or sharp. By contrast, a series of B's, D's, and P's will give the poem a heavy percussive sound like sticks against a drum. Oh yeah. I think Wayne does that a lot. The BDs, I felt more like maybe K sounds would, or like the would give this you know, effect. But they're saying the BDs, but I guess, you know what I mean? Badoo, 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 badoo type shit. Emily Dickinson puts alliteration to play in her brief poem, Much Madness. The poem is a cacophonous mix of S, M, and A sounds, and in this cacophony, the reader gets a glimpse into a mad array of the poet's brain. Let's see if we could pick it up quite quickly. Much Madness, Emily Dickinson. Man, this shit like 3 lines. Anyway, Much Madness is divinest sense. To discerning eye, much sense, the starkest madness. 'Tis the majority in this, as all prevail, assent, and you are sane. Demure, you're straightaway dangerous and handled with a chain. I heard a lot of S's. I don't know what BDs they talking about in that. Puts alliteration to play in her brief poem. The poem is okay. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, you're right. It definitely was. Consonants and okay. Along with alliteration, consonants and assonants share the title for the most important sound devices in poetry. Alliteration refers specifically to the sounds at the beginning. Consonants and assonants refer to the sounds within words. Technically, alliteration is a form of consonants or assonants, and both can coexist powerfully on the same line. Consonants refers to a constant sound, whereas assonance refers to vowel sounds. You are much more likely to read examples of consonants, as there are many more consonants. Oh, shit. See, like, they doing shit, and I'm not even catching it until it's too late. So consonance is the literary device, but I think it refers to consonants. You feel me? So phonetically, they playing with words while explaining to me how to play with words. You see how that shit, yo, respect, consonants, okay. So consonants refers to consonant sounds, whereas assonance refers to the vowel sounds. You are much more likely to read examples of consonants, as there are many more consonants in the English alphabet, and these consonants are more highly defined than vowel sounds. Though assonance is a tougher poetic sound device, it will show up routinely in contemporary poetry. In fact, we've already seen examples of assonance in our section on internal rhymes, yes. Often require assonance for the words to sound similar. To refer back to the Raven, the first line has assonance with the sounds dreary, weak, and weary. Additionally, the third line has consonants with nodded, nearly, napping. Consonants, na. You know what I mean? These poetic sound devices point towards one of 2 sounds: euphony, cacophony. Damn. Okay, so there's only 12, so we're almost at the end. Poems that master musicality will sound either euphonious. You funniest. You know what I mean? You're funny. You're funniest. Yeah, yo, hold on. There's a bar hidden in there somewhere with like a euphemism? Euphonious. How do we say this word, bro? Cause I'm also thinking like Phineas and Ferb. Euphonious. Oh, okay. So you're euphonious. So you're phony. You're not funny. You're phony. Euphonious. Okay. Pleasing to the ear. I fuck with that. Okay. Or cacophonous. Euphony. Euphony. Is it euphony or is it euphony? I think it's euphony. Hold on.
Euphony.
Yeah, okay, cool. See, that's the thing about English. Just because it's euphonious, it's not going to be euphony. Euphony. Let's keep going. Euphony from the Greek for pleasant sounding refers to words or sentences which flow pleasantly and sound sweetly. Look towards any of the poems we've mentioned or the examples we've given, and euphony sings to you like the muses. See, that right there is a simile because it uses like or as. Come on now. Cacophony is a bit harder to find in literature, though certainly not impossible. Cacophony is euphony's antonym, unpleasant sounding. Though the effect doesn't have to be unpleasant to the reader, usually cacophony occurs when the poet uses harsh staccato sounds repeatedly. K's, Q's, L's. Is L really like, is that, I don't feel like L is a staccato sound, and hard G's, guz, can all generate cacophony, like they do in this line from Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner from Samuel Taylor Coleridge. With throats unslaked, with black lips baked. Agape they heard me call. See, that right there is a bar. With throats unslaked, with black lips baked. That right there is euphonious. Euphonious to my ears. With throats unslaked, with black lips baked. Agape they heard me call. I don't even know what that means all the way, but like, it just, the way it comes off the tongue is heat. With throats unslaked, with black lips baked, agape they heard me call. Yeah. Reading this line might not be pleasant in the conventional sense, but it does prime the reader to hear the speaker cacophonous call. Cacophonous call. Yo, come on, man. Like, we doing shit with words, bruh. All right, who else might sing in cacophony than the emotive sea-worn sailor? Cool. I'm doing way too much talking in this stream. Okay. What's something you still remember from high school English? Shit, alliteration, really. But y'all took that one already. Personally, I always remember that Shakespeare wrote an iambic pentameter. That is a fact. Iambic pentameter? Come on now. All right. I also remember the iambic pentameter resembles a heartbeat. Love is a smoke made with the fumes of sighs. Badum, badum, badum. Wait, so what? Love is a smoke made with the fumes of sighs. Okay. So you gotta have like even syllables, an even number of syllables. Love is a smoke made with the fumes of sighs type shit. Is that what you're saying? Metrical considerations are often reserved for classic poetry. When you hear... Oh, wait, what the fuck? Hold on. Yo, wait. I'm tripping. Oh, shit. Yo, my fault, Brody. Yo, wait, hold on. My fault, Brody. So what's going on, right? What's going on is I'm trying to become a better writer. So I'm diving into some poetry. You know what I mean? So first thing we did, we went on Reddit and we're like, so what makes a good poem? Boom. This is what motherfuckers is saying. So I was reading up on what they were saying and I'm like, okay, cool. So how do I read a poem and I figure out if it's good or not? Boom. Right here. The 12, what is this? According to writers.com, official as fuck, right? Writers.com, these are the 12 literary devices in poetry. So we just made our way through the whole thing. I don't know at what point you joined in. Hold on, what are you saying? Yeah. We studied OGs. Hold on, let me put my chat up somewhere so I can read this shit easier. How do I do that? I'm gonna just put the laptop right here. Bang. So yeah, so I feel like Shakespeare is cool and all, but yeah, I mean, you give me a couple of weeks, I feel like I could really hang with him. So I'm just, I bet you don't even know what synecdoche is. We just synecdoche'd all over this fucking stream. So next time you and me we get on the track, synecdoches everywhere, bro. I'm enjambing all my fucking lines, bro. Zoigma, I got that bitch. What's the last piece of the puzzle? Hold on. The last piece of the puzzle. Yeah. So badum is what they're trying to tell us. So love is a smoke made with the fumes of sighs. Okay, I think that's what they mean. Metrical considerations are often reserved for classic poetry. When you hear someone talking about a poem using anapestic hexameter. So hold on. We gotta figure out what they're talking about here. So there's iambic, I know iambic pentameter. I've heard of that one. But now they're throwing words I've never seen before. What is this? Anapestic hexameter. Now we just saying shit. Okay, cool. Okay, so iambic pentameter is a common poetic meter, and okay, cool. 5 iambs, 2-syllable pairs with the stress on the second syllable. So that means we might have gotten it wrong. Oh no, we didn't. Love is a smoke made with the fumes of sighs. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. Okay, wait, we studying. Okay, what's been the best one so far, or most impactful in your eyes? One that implies to your writing improvements the most. See, the thing is, I haven't even gotten to the part yet where I'm writing my own shit. I think that's probably what I'll do when I end the stream, which is gonna be probably soon. I think what I'm gonna do today is get through some of these devices and then see if I could write something. A lot of these is giving a name to shit that you already know. So before I was actually saying that like shit like this, enjambment. Enjambment is a fancy word for just saying that you stop in the middle of a phrase, right? And so the example we came up with, which we actually found this in Lucifer too. He does, Lord forgive him, he got them dark forces in him, but he also got a righteous cause for sitting them and murder me, so I gotta murder them first. Emergency, doctors performing procedures. But he goes right here, he says, leave brothers on death's door, breathing on. That's the same line. Rest 4 raiders for killing my best boy haters. See what I'm saying? So right there, that's enjambment, fancy word for enjambment. But really, like, everybody like knows what that is without putting a name to it. Synecdoche was a good one. I already forgot what it was. This was one of my favorite ones when we were reading through this. Yeah, metonymy is when you basically use a word that might not be related to refer to a bigger thing. Synecdoche is like they had a perfect one right here. When you refer to the smaller part of an object to represent the whole. So when you say nice set of wheels, the wheels represent the whip. You feel me? So it's like that right there, synecdoche. What's another good one? There was one that had a really dope line. It was like, right, yeah, it was one with a dope line. I fucked with it. Yeah, this right here was a bar. I don't know what it means, but just the way it flows, with throats unslaked, with black lips baked, agape they heard me call. Heat. Right there, that's gas. I don't know what it means though. That's the euphony, right? Euphony. Euphony. My fault. Euphony and cacophony. I don't know if I'm answering your question. Hold on. Most impactful. Oh, okay. Let's do that. Which one is most impactful? I ain't gonna lie, it's probably this one. Ooh, alliteration. Okay, we'll do two things. If we're talking about how it's gonna hit your ear, alliteration, I think alliteration is probably one of the best ones. But if we're talking about like actual poetry and like painting the picture, then I'm gonna go with the GOAT. Wait, actually, that's a tough one. I was gonna say the GOAT is the synecdoche. It's a fire word. That's really what it is. I like saying synecdoche, but conceits, which is just an extended metaphor. Extended metaphors are fire. Um, I don't know if wait, what is it? Keep It 100 by Joyner Lucas. See, Keep It 100 is good because I don't know if it counts as an extended metaphor, but he basically tells this story about a $100 bill. And you're basically following the story of the $100 bill. So it goes from like a shop clerk, some like a shop clerk gives it to somebody else for change. The person goes to a strip club, gives it to a stripper. The stripper, gives it to her pimp, whatever. But like, it's just like, it's basically telling the story about how the $100 bill, gets in the hands of different people's wallets, if you will, like goes into different people's pockets. And there's a metaphor in there somewhere. I don't know why I brought this up. But regardless, extended metaphor and synecdoche, I think, are the two most impactful ones if we're talking about painting a picture. I think, at least. For like, in terms of how it hits your ear, though, alliteration is unbeatable in my opinion. Let's see. Meter. Okay, yeah, this iambic pentameter. Right. Yo, my mind is going too many places. Anapestic hexameter, trochaic tetrameter. What? Yo, they're probably talking about Ovid and Petrarch, not Atwood and Gluck. See, these are the type of sentences like, what are you talking about? When you hear, wait, okay, let's just slow it down. Let's slow it down. When you hear someone talking about a poem using anapestic hexameter or trochaic tetrameter, they're probably talking about Ovid and Petrarch, not Atwood and Gluck. Feel like Kendrick would use this a lot with his storytelling. Yes, for sure. Extended metaphors. Can I think of one? Let's see if we can think of one. What's an extended metaphor in a Kendrick song? Extended metaphors. Unless you met another device. Let me know if you met another device. But what's an extended metaphor in a Kendrick? I'm thinking, what's the one where he meets God outside of a corner store? It's not the black or the berry. Oh shit. The camera. My fault. It's not the black or the berry. It's like he says, I am God or something. I am God, Kendrick Lamar. Lyrics. No, that's not the one. Yeah, I did. My fault. Duckworth, maybe? See, I'm not familiar with them like that. Duckworth lyrics. How much $1 costs? Yeah. What's that one called? I feel like that, like, if that counts, that's kind of an extended metaphor until he reveals the fact that, like, he's God. Let's see. It was always me versus the world until I found it's me versus me. Just remember when it happens on Earth, stays on Earth, we gonna put it in reverse. See, I don't feel like I've heard this song enough, but just off rip, I feel like this is a really dope line to open with. Because one of my favorite stories in fiction, like across the board, is when you set out to go against the big bad, and then as the story goes, you realize that, like, you humanize the villain and realize that, like, oh, actually, there's a world where I become the very person that I'm trying to go after right now. How much $1 costs? Okay, cool. Yeah. That's the actual name of the song. Facts. I fucking love that song. Let's see. Let's see how much we can pick up on, actually, based off of what we read. Hail Mary and marijuana at times is hard. Pray with the hooligans, shadows all in the dark. Fellowship with the demons and relatives, I am a star. God is one funny motherfucker. Is the one about his uncle and dad working in a chicken shop. And how Top Dog was always destined to find him almost. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I fuck with that. A true comedian, you gotta love him. You gotta trust him. I might be bugging, infomercials and no sleep. Introverted my thoughts. Children listen, it gets deep. See, once upon a time, inside the Nickerson Gardner projects, the object was adaptations inevitable. Gun violence crack spot. Federal policies raid buildings and drug professionals. Anthony was. Am I going to read this whole thing? I could actually. Yeah, I could. Okay, cool. Okay. Anthony was the oldest of 7, well respected, calm and collected. Laughing and joke made life easier. Hard times, mama on crack. A 4-year-old telling his nanny he needed her. His family history, pimping and bagging. He was meant to be dangerous. Clocked him a grip and started slanging. 15 scrapping up his jeans with quarter pieces. Even got some head from the smoker last weekend. Ooh. That cannot be, yo, I don't know, bruh. Like, STD scared the fuck out of me. I could not do this right here. Dawes, the policeman, working for his big homie, small time hustler, graduated to brick on him. $10,000 out of a project housing. Had a couple shooters, caught murder case. Soon, but witness could prove it. I feel like so far this is pretty on the nose. Like, he's telling you a story. He's telling you exactly what happened. The metaphors are definitely up here somewhere.
As a kid, you believed in magic.
Oh, how do I make this stop?
Every now and then, you believe in it again.
Mute site, bang. Yeah, the metaphors are definitely up here. Okay, cool. Is Ducky him or is Ducky his dad? I'm assuming Ducky's his dad, considering his last name is Duckworth, right? Or am I tripping? But if it's about him and his uncle, then Ducky could be any one of them, right? Ducky's his dad? All right, cool. So wait, is his dad Anthony Duckworth? Huh? Okay, no, I'm tripping. when he said Anthony, he was talking about somebody else. He was talking about Top Dog. And Ducky is his dad, right? Where was he talking about Anthony? He was talking about Anthony just now. I swear to God. Am I tripping? Yeah. Anthony was the oldest of 7. I thought he was talking about his dad. That might just be Top Dog. Bird shuffling, Anthony rang. Yeah, Anthony. Yeah, I think. Yeah, Anthony is Top Dog. Oh shit. And he's telling us how Top Dog was trying to rob the chicken spot. Yeah, cause I was gonna say, yeah, you're right. Cause Top Dog, robbed Kendrick's dad, right? Cause that's what I think Drake said that in one of his disses. That's okay. It's all making sense. We just connected the dots. Okay. Shit, maybe I should listen to this song. I don't know. I think the only Kendrick albums I've listened to start to finish, Good Kid, Mad City, Pimp a Butterfly, and Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I've never listened to Damn start to finish ever in my life. Okay, yeah, this story is thorough. I fuck with this. Hold on. But how does he get from, he brushed him off and walked back to the Kentucky Fried Chicken? See, his name, okay, yeah, because I was wondering, how does he introduce his dad? With a curly top and a gap in his teeth, he worked the window. His name was Ducky. He came from the streets, the Robert Taylor homes. Southside Project Chirac, the Terror Dome. Drove to California with a woman on him and $500. They had a son, hoping that he'd see college. Hustle on the side with a 9 to 5 to freak it. That is actually fire. Yo, this is a dope story to tell. I'm not even gonna lie. I fuck with this. I was spending so much time trying to understand the story it was trying to tell. I forgot to even look at like the literary devices. Let's see if we can pick up on a couple. Hail marijuana and times Hail Mary and marijuana. Okay, that one's easy. The double Mary, we'll just say alliteration. I don't know. Is it consonants or is it assonance? Probably assonance. Because it's the Mary. I mean, it's both. Pray with the hooligans, shadow all in the dark. Fellowship with the demons and relatives, I'm a star. God is one funny motherfucker. A true comedian, you gotta love him, you gotta trust him. You got a little bit of that repetition in there. Or what do they call it? What's the first one? Anaphora? But it's not at the start though. Yeah, at the beginning of each line. It's not anaphora, it's just repetition. Where the fuck we at? See, once upon a time inside the Nickerson Garden Projects, a lot of S's in there. The object was to process and digest poverty's dialect. Ooh, okay. That right there is fire. The object was to process and digest poverty's dialect. This one line is fire. The object was to process and digest. That's a little bit of that assonance. Poverty's dialect hits you with the duh alliteration. You know what I mean? The deliteration. I fuck with that. Okay. Adaptation inevitable. Gun violence crack spot. Federal policies rape buildings and drug professionals. Anthony was the oldest of 7. Well respected, calm and collected. Laughing and joking made life easier. Hard times, mama on crack. A 4-year-old telling his nanny he needed her. His family history pimping and banging. I thought it was bagging, but it's banging. He was meant to be dangerous. Clocked him a grip and started slanging. 15, scrapping up his jeans with quarter pieces. Even got some hair from a smoker last weekend. Fairly straightforward. Dodged a policeman working for his big homie. I feel like in the context of a song, this would actually be pretty dope. This would be like Biggie. Biggie does this a lot, actually, where it's just like two lines and it rhymes, but then he actually rhymes again at the beginning of the next line before switching up the scheme. Very Biggie-esque. $10,000 out of a project housing. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm done reading this. I'm not gonna read this anymore. But this is a dope song, nonetheless. Cool. Are we done? What was the last? What was number 12? Meter. Oh yeah, bro. I've done this iambic pentameter bullshit for like at least 20 minutes. Because they keep throwing me off with anapestic hexameter and trochaic tetrameter. Yeah, what are we talking about? What are we talking about, bro? Before I offer my examples, let's define meter. All syllables in the English language are either stressed or unstressed. True, we naturally emphasize certain syllables in English based on standards of pronunciation. So while we let words like love, made, and the dangle, we emphasize smoke, fumes, and size. Depending on the context, some words can be stressed or unstressed, like is. Assembling words into metrical order can be tricky, but if the words flow without hesitation, you've conquered one of the trickiest sound devices in poetry. Interesting. Okay. Common metrical types include lamb, repetitions of unstressed stressed syllables, anapest. Okay. Oh, that's not. Yo, that's not lamb. That's a capital I, brother. That is I am. I tried to zoom in, it didn't work. But yeah, that's I am is repetition of unstressed and stressed syllables. Anapest, repetitions of unstressed, stressed syllables. Trochy, repetitions of stressed, unstressed syllables. Dactyl, repetitions of stressed, unstressed syllables. You're going to have to give me an example. We could look up an example actually. Yeah. Yeah, we'll look into iamb, anapest, trachea, and dactyl. I'm actually curious to see what those sound like because I feel like when we talk about emphasis, that's where hip hop shines in my opinion. Hip hop will have a whole bunch of fucking examples of this shit. That could be fun. Finding these okay prosodic like is that how prosodic considerations? Why don't they just speak regular, bro? Like prosodic. They gonna make me watch an ad. Oh my god. Cause I'm not about to open up my personal YouTube. Y'all got me fucked up, but like, you know what I mean? I gotta like, okay, there we go.
Prosodic.
Just to find out that I'm right. Anyway, her poem Renaissance, built upon iambic tetrameter, still a contemporary landscape of poetry, doesn't have many poets using meter. Perhaps the next important metrical poet is you. I ain't gonna lie, I don't have it in me to like, you know what I mean? Let's just write our first poem and get the fuck out of here. I could be back here tomorrow, to be honest. Okay. I'm Shakespeare. Let's do it. Let's open up. Let's do a new folder right here, and we'll call it poems. All right. Cool. Bang. We'll say this right here. We'll call it. We'll say I'm hungry as fuck too. Stream 1 poem. No, all right, we'll call it end of stream poem 1. Type shit. Okay. How we gonna do this? What do I write about? Let's see. My phone buzzing again. Yo, you tripping. Okay. So, how do we pick a topic? We could be corny with it. We could just make it like, you know, new beginnings. Cause this is the beginning of some, you know what I mean? That's kind of on the nose. What's something else we could we could write a poem about an item. Yes. Let's pick. Okay, wait. Is there a specific style of poem you're going for, or just a poem in general? I think right now I'm gonna just do a poem in general. But I think down the line, I've been wanting to actually write haikus. Cause I feel like if you actually remember when we did the R&B song, I was struggling a lot because it's easier for me to write like rap verses because you get so many more words to like convey meaning. I struggle really when you restrict the number of words I could use, which is like R&B, like they got like, you know what I mean, like 5 words a line and you get 3 lines. I struggle with that. And haikus, I think, are 17 syllables total. So if I can get nasty at writing haikus, I feel like I could get nasty at writing songs. Those are so fun to write back. And you know what I mean? Yeah, okay, so cool, you get it. Okay, so down the line, I want to write haikus. But that's another thing. I don't think haikus rhyme. But I want my haikus to rhyme. If you go back to the beginning of the stream, I talk about how lame it is when poets decided to stop rhyming shit. That's dumb. Do haikus rhyme? I don't think they do. It's a short, unrhymed poem. Yeah. We gonna change that. Our shit gonna be short but rhymed, bruh. You got me fucked up. That follows a specific 3-line, 17 syllable format. Yeah, facts. We could write a haiku right now. That could be it, honestly, and that'll get us out in like 10. I could write a haiku in 5 minutes. right? Okay, so let's do this. Let's write 3 haikus. Because we could bang those out easy. So yeah, we'll do 3 haikus. Three haikus. I could just number them. Haiku 1. So the format is 5-7-5. It's gotta rhyme. A rhyme cool. Yeah. Yeah, I fuck with that. Let's do it. Hold on. three rhyme cools, man. Yeah. All right, rhyme cool 1. Shit. All right. Can we is there like a random word generator or something? Substitute. Okay. First one is about substitute. Let's do something like teacher called in sick. How many teacher called in sick? 5. All right. Teacher called in sick. Doing attendance, you don't know the names. You know what I mean? Because think like when a substitute teacher is doing attendance, they don't know da-da-da, right? Doing attendance, you don't know the names. That's too many syllables, brethren. Five off the dome like that. I'm telling you, this shit gonna be fire. The second line, we're kind of struggling. I'm not gonna lie. But I also feel like it's not. I feel like all 3 lines gotta rhyme though, because I was gonna do like the first one rhymes, the second one doesn't have to rhyme, the last one rhymes. But we only got 3 lines. I feel like all of them gotta rhyme. Teacher called in sick. What rhymes with sick? I feel like tick. Tick is where my mind is going, but my issue is I don't like it when you're rhyming one syllable words multiple times. I feel like that shit's kind of lame. So there's tick. There's Let's think about what like substitute teacher, or maybe not just substitute teacher. We could make it more than that. Substitute. Teacher called in sick. Option A, option 1 dead. Gotta hit the switch. Okay? You know what I mean? Okay, so let's see. Option, they breaking the names. They breaking, oh, the brick. Oh. So maybe what we do is, I'm thinking like if we put brick at the end and then we add the in at the start of the next line. Doing a little bit of that enjambment. You feel me? We enjam the shit and then continue in the next like some brick in the classroom, the classroom with the stick type shit. Calling our names, shooting bricks, yeah. Oh, wait. But think about it. If we're doing substitute, it's not necessarily a substitute teacher. If you shoot bricks on the court, the coach gonna call it substitution. You know what I mean? Hold on. So coach called me in because I'm shooting bricks. This is way more than 7 syllables, by the way. Yeah, okay, hold on. Teacher called in sick. Coach called me in because I'm shooting bricks. We're 2 syllables. Oh, I like this. Hold on. I like this one. Is that, how do I strike through? I know there's a way to like strike. Oh, wait, hold on. What the fuck? How to. Format text, boom. Okay, cool. Right here, they said format text, Alt Shift 5, bang. All right, teacher called in sick. Coach called me in because I'm shooting bricks. We could remove coach called me in. You can make I'm shooting bricks, but now we're still at 8. But the thing is, I like the triple C's. Coach called. Oh wait, coach sub. Coach. But then I removed called. Coach subbed because I'm shooting bricks. But then, that's not bad. Because then we got like CSCS. Coach subbed because I'm shooting bricks. Not ideal, but I think it's not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's not bad. Even though that is the double 1 syllable shit that I don't fuck with, but it's cool for now. But we could. Oh wait, hold on. Can we still fit in the enjambment? Coach called me in. We could do this. We could do coach subbed cause I'm low key brick dash in my bag with the shit. That's a wait, but like think about it too. That's there's a double meaning. I'm brick in my bag with the shit. I'm in my bag, but I'm breaking my bag as in like if you keep missing, right? I'm stretching shit. If you keep missing, right? If an NBA player keeps missing his shots, then he's gonna lose his contract. What's the contract? The contract is the money, right? What's another word for money? The bag. So I'm low-key breaking my bag. I'm breaking my bag like I'm losing my bag with the shit. The shit being the shots that I'm missing. Come on now. What are we talking about? I'm here, bro. I'm here with it. I don't think that's terrible. I don't think that's terrible. The question is this 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not. Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, because I'm brick in my bag with the shit. Okay, so what we got right now, which is illegal, by the way, but it is what it is. Teacher called in sick. Coach subbed because I'm low-key brick in my bag with the shit. First haiku, I'm not even mad at that shit, bro. Straight up. Yo, facts. I'm low-key not even mad at that. Hold on. That's it right there. Haiku 1. The first the rhyme cool one. Hold on. Rhyme cool one. Bang. It was teacher called in sick. Coach subbed cause I'm shooting bricks. No. Coach subbed cause I'm low key brick. In my bag with the shit. Yo, alright, cool. That's one. We need two more. Alright, hold on. Shit, where's my word generator? This shit's so stupid. Plead. Alright. Plead. So what I'm thinking is, if you're pleading somebody, you're begging, right? If you're begging, you're on your knees. Okay. So what if we start off with somebody's on his knees, right? But to call back to that literary device, the one when you're using the same verb or something, is it Zeugma? Yeah. Right here. But if you see, okay, Zeugma occurs when one verb is used to mean two different things. Okay, we gonna have to like twist the Zeugma a little bit, cause it's not gonna be the verb. But I'm thinking somebody is pleading, right? So they're pleading, so they're on their knees, and then we switch it into a shorty that's on her knees cause she's fellation. Nah, that doesn't really work. Cause I was gonna say I was gonna try to flip it into like an incel that's like begging for sex, but why would the guy be on his knees? It doesn't really make much sense. Plead. What are the other definitions of plea? Am I missing something? Define plea. A request made in an urgent emotional matter. Okay, cool. A formal statement by or on behalf of a defendant or prisoner stating guilt or innocence. Yeah, like a plea deal. Okay, cool. Nah, it's pretty much all it means. I feel like plea is a whack word, but we gonna have to make it work. Plea. I'm gonna say, okay. I'm not gonna get on my knees and beg. Hold on, maybe refusing to be a beggar. Is that 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tight shit. Nah. Let's say refusing. Nah. What about just I am not a beggar? Nah, that's like, unless we just say am not a beggar. Chipotle is her, but I never met her. That's way more than 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. God damn. Plea is, bro. Plea. Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. This shit whack. I'm sorry. We doing another word, bro. We doing another word. Head. Okay. Generic. Probably the most generic word they could have come up with. Okay. Head. Where can we take head? I'm trying to like, cause I feel like head is just so. Everything I'm thinking of is cliche as fuck. Is a problem, right? Like head, yes, like you're at the top, you make the decisions, like. But is there a way we could flip the head? About sloppier for sure. I was thinking that too, but like think about it. You flip something on its head, right? But there's also a coin. Like you flip a coin, heads or tails. Hold on. There's an angle. There's an angle here that we gotta figure it out. Or keep it PG and do some heavy is the head kind of thing. See, that's the thing. Like I was like, heavy is the head. Like I feel like that's just a little too on the nose. Like I'm thinking, hold on. Flip it on its head. Is that 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flip it on its head. And then I want coin to be I want coin to be in the next line, but not the word, the sound, if that makes sense. Like some like yeah, I feel it. Yeah, the coin idea. Flip it on its head. Flip it on its head. Tails, but like not tails, right? Flip it on its head. Tails, I tell to cure my dread. Is that does that make sense? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, um, does that make sense? Anticipate the great apprehension of fear. Flip it on his head. Tales I tell to cure my dread. Now I need to have coin in that last line to really send home the. Flip it on his head. Tales I tell to cure my dread. Yo, facts. Now either we I really do want coin to be in there, but what we could also do is just keep on the theme and do some like believe in luck instead. Or maybe Lady Luck. Lady Luck. But then we only got 3 syllables. Lady Luck. Some coin bread. That shit make no fucking sense. Tales I tell to cure my dread. I'm thinking Lady Luck is dead. Lady Luck is surely dead, but that's 6 syllables. Flip it on his head. Tales I tell to cure my dread. Or maybe instead of Lady Luck, we go coin toss. But then, like, coin is in there. The thing is, not many words contain the sound coin. Like, I can't think of any like words that have like coin or like two words. All I can think of is I'm going. But like that, I guess the G and C sound is somewhat similar, but I don't think it really like fits. Yeah, alluding. I want to allude to the coin, but like, are you saying allude to it and not explicitly put it in there? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying that like it's fine, makes it more poetic? Okay, yeah. So you're definitely saying like don't put coin in there, but allude to it. Okay. Flip it on its head. Tales I tell to cure my dread. So then we could honestly put the word toss in there. Cause then coin toss, but we don't put coin in there. But like the fact that you were on the right track with Lady Luck, you think, okay, cool. Lady Luck. Flip it on his head. Tales I tell to cure my dread. Lady Luck. What's a heart of lead? Like what's heart full of lead. What does lead represent? Well, you said, yo, so many good options. I feel it, but like, okay, so lead. A heart full of lead or a leaden heart symbolizes profound sadness, coldness, emotional weight, or heartbreak. Okay, well that's a layup, low key. Wait, I'm thinking, does this work? The lady's luck turned lead. Is that 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flip it on its head. Tales I tell to cure my dread. The lady's luck turned lead. I'm not mad at that. Considering, I feel like the dread and lead kind of go well together. You know, sadness, coldness, emotional weight, heartbreak. I actually really do like that. That's my rhyme kutu. I like that. Boom. All right, one more. Oop. Teacher called in sick. Coach subbed because I'm low-key brick. In my bag with the shit. Flip it on his head. Tales I tell to cure my dread. The lady's luck turned lead. You know what I mean? Low-key, like I like how vague and how like, you know what I mean? Like how cryptic this shit comes off. I feel like haikus are so short that, yo, low-key, I should get one of these tatted. You know what I mean? Flip it on his head. Tales I tell to cure my dread. The lady's luck turned lead. Yeah, I low-key snapped with that one. I can't even cap. I did. Mathematics. Okay. Oh, I should write the prompts in there. The prompt for this one was substitute. The prompt for this one was... I got it. Not for real though. Yo, code sub because I'm low-key brick is a crazy tat. You are right. That shit is nuts. All right, this sub for this sub for this one was head. Cool. Coach sub because I'm low key brick in my bag with this shit. Nah, that shit fire. That shit fire, bruh. I put that like right here on my inner arm. Coach sub because I'm low key brick. And then like if you turn the arm a little bit, it says in my bag with the shit. Come on, that's sauce. That's sauce. Alright, hold on. Rhyme 2, 3. Rhyme cool 3. The liquor rhyme cool. What we say the prompt was? I still gotta go to the gym. That shit crazy. Mathematics. Boom. Okay. What if we just say shit's not adding up? Shit's not adding up. We need to like we need some dope flips. What are some math terms? Hold on. Let's draft up some math terms. You got calculus, integral, derivative, the gym is 24. It's a 24/7 gym. I mean, the weekend. It's either that or we go to track. You tell me. You tell me what you're trying to get into, bro. Put your money where your mouth is. Are we going to track or not? If we go to track, I won't go to the gym. I'll tell you what. Talk to me. Yo, what we doing? What we doing? Shit. Shit's not adding up. What are like algorithmics? What are algorithmics? What are algorithmics in math? Is the systemic study, design, analysis, and development of algorithms. Of not algorithms, of algorithms. Fuck. What else? I like this start. I like this shit's not adding up as an opener. Shit's not adding up. How are you over me and I'm still fucked up? We just rhymed up with up. Integral is hard for this. Could say something about integral like integrity. Like, oh, okay. It's not bad actually. Integrity. But if I said my integrity. Okay, so now we're at 3. No, we're at whoa. My integrity. We're at 5. Yeah, nah. Integrity. I'm also thinking maybe what happens if a word we have ends with int, something something int, and then the next word is gritty. Some like breath stank. I just had a mint. Gritty, gritting my. Okay, so okay, hold on. I said, breath stank. I just popped a mint. Gritting my teeth. Nah, that don't even make no fucking sense. Yo. Cause you need the integrity. Yeah, you need that S sound or else it's just ain't gritty. Ain't gritty mean nothing. Ain't gritty don't mean nothing. Wait, hold on, what's going on my phone? Yo, you back on Overwatch? That shit's crazy. Is it the 5 new characters? Is that what got you back in there? I'm actually curious. 6v6 is back though, which is crazy. Never thought I'd see the day. Shit's not adding up. How you lose? Wait, ooh. I was playing hard guard with Will today, and he told me to play with him because he was always first game down went ooh. Back like we never left type shit. Yeah. Who'd you play? Who'd you go 34-9 with? I'm thinking if something ends with Cal could lust. So if you go physical could lust, for example, then that would be calculus. Shit's not adding up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doom A. And they say chivalry is dead. Oh man. Yeah, nah. Overwatch. One thing Overwatch I think has over Rivals is like the voice acting. There are some like ults I prefer in Marvel Rivals actually. But I think like in terms of voice lines, the ults hit harder. The voice line ults hit way harder in Overwatch than Marvel Rivals on average. And even like the emotes within the game, like there's so many like one-liners of Overwatch that like are just like ingrained in my mind. I don't think I have that for Rivals for real. Ever get that feeling, deja vu? Physical, wait. Shit's not adding up. Some all could lust. What are words that end with CAL? Physical, biblical. You like where this is headed? Interesting. Oh yeah, no, I feel like if I can land this plane, I'll be happy. But we'll see. Calculus. Shit's not adding up. Some biblical could lust. Physical. Wait, what words? Words that end with CAL. too many. But we need like low. We need like low syllables. Oh, excuse me. Ooh, focal. That's a good one. Focal, relating to the center or main point of interest. I mean, focal, not really, but shit's not adding up. Focal could lust? Nah, that's not the word. That is not the word. And not analytical is a good word, but the issue is how many fucking syllables. Critical could lust. Critical. Fiscal kind of relates to math. Yeah, you're right. But I just don't know how we fit that one in. Cynical is a good word. Cynical is a good word, actually. What if I said cynical? Is that how you spell cynical? Yeah. This is a hard one, man. Shit's not adding up. Cynical could lust. Ooh, maybe we don't. What if I said a cynic all could lust? Nah. The could lust phonetically sounds good for the calculus flip, but it doesn't really we can't make, wine out of water, unfortunately. We'll leave that shit to Jesus. This calculus flip is not happening. Okay, so let's go back to the drawing board. We got shit's not adding up. Mathematics. Let's see. Puzzled by what rhymes with up? That should be an easy one, no? I said so up. What, truck, nut? Tough. If you stretch the sounds a little bit. Alright, man. I gotta go to the gym, bro. This shit crazy. We gonna finish this. This will be the first thing we do next time. But yeah, I'm out of here, bro.